Hello and welcome to Command.
Hello everybody and welcome to Manaclash, where M19 will be dropping soon, this weekend in fact. So get excited.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I am beyond excited.
It's good.
It's kind of crazy, actually.
Oh yeah, it's actually going to be bringing a lot of new stuff to a lot of different formats. And so, for example, in Modern, Infernal Reckoning, hello.
Goodbye, Evercool.
Goodbye, Hollow One.
Goodbye.
Okay, Alpine Moon.
Yeah, that's pretty
Insane.
Really powerful.
So targeted and so delicious.
Hopefully this will be the card to turn off Tron. Maybe.
What about Tezzeret?
Maybe.
Did you see Tezzeret?
I
Tezzeret?
really like
Drawing
Tezzeret.
cards.
For zero. Draw 2 cards for zero.
Yeah, that seems very
Affinity's
great.
already playing Karn on curve. You could easily just drop that and like draw 2 cards. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Seems really good.
Yeah.
And then in Standard, it's bringing a lot of reprints, which will bring in a lot of decks that haven't been in Standard for a long time. Like for the first time, and probably Theros, Mono Green Stompy's gonna be a thing.
Very powerful.
As
very
a
powerful.
core set, it's doing a lot that we haven't seen in a while, mostly because Wizards stopped with the core set idea, but now this is going to bring in a whole bunch of new players, it's going to bring in a whole bunch of new tech, something that Magic has been lacking for a long time, at least the last 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely.
And I think they did a fantastic job with the set. Each color has its archetypal properties. That's just going to make it a wonderful way to play. It's going to be a wonderful play for everyone, no matter what color combination you're running. Each color combination now has a mechanic behind it versus just all over the place like the last couple sets. It's very well thought out, very well done, and the power level is fantastic.
Yeah, especially after they talked about bringing it back and why they did, and like everyone's like, okay, well, why are you bringing it back? And the same day they dropped that article, they brought in, like Scapeshift and Crucible Worlds, 2 very sought after cards, not just for Modern, even though they are very powerful in Modern. EDH, they're great cards. Scapeshift is a fantastic card in Tapioca and such and such.
Gitrog Monster
Oh my
is
God.
going to be so much cheaper to build. Thank goodness.
It's a sack trigger too. Oh,
So good. And most importantly about M19 is we're going through a lot of lore and story that wasn't explained previously. It's really focused on Nika Bolas's past. In fact,
It's exciting.
Nika Bolas was printed as a double-sided card. There's a lot of legendaries that got printed in M19 that would just be very tasty in Commander. And so I think we'll just go ahead and go over all of them.
Yes.
Agreed.
So, first things first, we've got Nika Bolas, the Ravager. He is 1 blue-black-red for a 4/4 flying Elder Dragon.
Which is already godly.
Beautiful.
You honestly don't see that very often. It's kind of cool.
When he enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. That's great. You get an ETB trigger on a 4/4 flyer.
It's pretty flavorful because his original card you have to hit someone to make them discard. This is sort of like, they discard
It's
1,
a
but
little
it's
bit
kind of
callback.
cute. It's
Yeah.
kind of cute. 4 mana instead of 8. But whatever.
With cumulative upkeep.
Yeah, it's true. His upkeep now is just flipping him. So
Right, yeah, he also has an activated ability for 4 blue-black-red, exile Nika Bolas the Ravager, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Activate this ability only time you could cast a sorcery. And what is his other side? Well, it's Nika Bolas the Arisen, a planeswalker who starts at 7 loyalty, who can immediately +2 to draw 2 cards.
up to 9 loyalty,
As if-
uninteractable, so good.
As if drawing cards was something important.
No, for real, like everyone's talking about Tezzeret, just the 0 to draw 2 maybe. It's like,
I don't even honestly, if you're playing Nika Bolas and you have that much mana, you don't even care about his
Yeah,
other
you really
abilities. You just
don't,
like
like-
draw cards, do
ugh,
stuff.
it's
Oh, yeah.
disgusting.
Absolutely.
So good.
And he's actually got a reachable ultimate that is tasty. -12 to exile all but the bottom card of target player's library.
I wonder if there's an interesting, were there any during the Innistrad series, were there any cards that allowed you to transform target creature as an ability?
Yeah, I actually saw something about this, and so it has to enter with with it, so it would die immediately. So that'd be so cool if you can just be like 4 drop, next turn flip it.
But
Okay, I have a
that's
turn
what I
5
was
Nika
thinking.
Velocity is gonna be tight.
Yeah,
but
that would
it
be a
wouldn't
bit
kill it.
broken.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
But good thinking. That's good thinking.
Because I know there was a huge deal with the transform mechanic. It even came to the core set with the planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are tight. Those are tight.
And I like it though that they've done the cycle of the original planeswalkers, except for Johnny, of course. They did Gideon, even though this set should have had not him.
Anyways.
We're
So
not
we
allowed
got
to
some
talk about
random
it.
archer.
We're not. I guess not.
We're not allowed to talk about Carrot. Cut.
Sorry, wizards, don't shut us down.
Dude, we haven't even started.
Censored.
All right, so some other Elder Dragons that are out. We've got Chromium the Mutable, which is 4 white,
So
blue,
good.
black.
Everything you want in Esper colors.
Oh.
Yes. Like, good luck trying to touch him. Just good luck. You run nothing but removal. Nothing but removal and a couple of flicker cards. Blink him out, board wipe.
Yeah, this
Counterspell.
is like the quintessential standard like finisher now.
Yes.
Like yeah, you have like the blue Elder Dinosaur, but like this is just so powerful.
This will replace the blue Elder Dinosaur. And blue-white, you splash like a couple of land that generate black mana, and you play control until you get this out, and then it's untouchable for the rest of the game.
Absolutely, especially if you have Chromium as your commander. You have a lot of ways
Oh, yes.
for him to get around dying. Like, first of all, he has flash and he can't be countered. That already in itself is phenomenal.
Yes, very much so.
It's extremely good. A 7/7 for 7 with flash and flying. You're playing a control deck. You don't care about what's going on pretty much the entire game except to control the board, and then you bring him out during a turn that everybody's tapped out and start beating it. 7 commander damage,
That's a lot.
and then if they try to touch him, 1 commander damage, whatever, that gets you over.
Exactly.
It's unblockable.
Exactly. And all you have to do is discard a card. You're an Esper. You'll have so many cards.
I want to know the ruling. If they do decide to block with him, though, and you use his ability, does he become unblockable and that block fails?
No,
I
because
don't think
it's
so because
declared.
the block is already declared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he becomes a human. That's kind of a weird thing to mention.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute.
Well, this is actually something interesting.
though?
If you ever watch, shout out to PAX Acquisitions Incorporated, there was a dragon named Jeff that Chris Perkins invented that I feel like inspired this card. Because he's literally a silver dragon that
Yeah.
turns into a 1/1 human, or
Chromium.
a small human that his name is Jeff.
That's fantastic.
So I plan on making one of these
I
cards
just
and
remember
building a
reading
Jeff
that.
commander deck.
Yeah.
What you do is you alter Chromium, you scratch down just right Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff the Mutable.
So good.
It's like-
I feel like a lot. Dungeons and Dragons, I've noticed, has had a big influence on Magic the Gathering in this
Oh,
core
sure.
set.
Oh sure.
A lot of the creatures are archetypal to Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, and I feel like this had a big reasoning, something going on in there.
Absolutely. And now moving on to another Elder Dragon, we've got Arcades the Strategist,
Oh boy.
which is 1 green, white, blue. So 1 in Bant for a 3/5 flying Vigilance Elder Dragon. That's some interesting text on it. It says whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Interesting. And then it says each creature you control with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power and can attack as though it didn't have Defender.
Yeah. This is a sweet card. So Bant and just regular commanders, you know, it has really powerful good stuff commanders like Derevi and stuff like that. But this is like a breath of fresh air. This has like so much unique text on it, and it's just it knows what it wants to be, you know. And
And if you can
It's
find
so
a janky
powerful.
way to give him Defender, it's a Vigilance 5/5.
You're not wrong.
Lord knows I've tried. But it just had so many good text on it. Like draw a card, already powerful. In Bant, it's a creature-based Bant deck that's already got tons of support, and like it wants to be aggressive, right? So you play your cheap walls, really powerful, but then like you're drawing cards from it. Like that's so incredibly powerful, and like being as walls are usually very cheap, so that they can block early. It's just cheap card draw and comes with the creature.
But this is a Walls Tribal or Defender
it must,
Tribal?
Yeah, it must be a Defender Tribal. Whereas like Doran usually does like toughness or whatever. This must be Defender Tribal because that gets the most value from it.
It's a little sneaky.
A little sneaky.
it is. It
And
really
anybody
is.
who's not paying attention is gonna be like, oh look, a bunch of walls. Cool.
Yeah.
But anyone who is paying attention is gonna be like,
Oh dear.
oh, kill your commander. Then what do you do once your commander set? You don't really do much.
Yes, that is the downside of the card. Even though it's 4 CMC, 3/5, and basically it's an aggro deck, it's going to be hard to keep it alive because people are going to read it and be like, wow, everything's on there. And just in terms of defender, since this kind of opens up a new archetype, there are like 3 cards that let your creatures attack with defender that are like overall wide, other than like a few equipments. And so, yeah, you kind of got to pick and choose specific cards, and you got to defend on the commander as much as you can. If you can get around that and find like an assault formation or like the equipment that pumps it, then you can do that. That's fine. But you know, that's harder than it is, than it sounds.
The card itself has value, and it's not like it won't come out more than 3 times.
Right.
That's true. That being said, there's another Elder Dragon that I think is super tasty, and his name is Vigilance Asmadi the Dire.
Oh, geez.
Super tasty. So it is 3 enjund for a flying Elder Dragon that reads, let me get to him.
That Jund means green, red, black.
Yes.
As you can see.
For all intents and purposes.
Best.
He's a 6/6 flyer, and he reads, whenever Vigilance Asmadi the Dire attacks for each player, choose target permanent that player controls.
Oh, yeah.
Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrifices a permanent this way reveals the top card of their library, then puts it onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card.
Ugh.
Move everything.
We didn't
What?
move anything.
We didn't move anything, so you were going.
So yeah, you look just like Psy Master Thopterist.
What's your secret? How do you do it?
Yeah.
How do you do-
Oh,
We gotta cut it now because copyright's right.
I play cards like Soul Ring and Mana Crypt, and each of those cards gets me mana and a Thopter, and then I eventually build up to Darksteel Forge.
Oh, that seems really gross, because then everything you've created is now indestructible.
Sounds like a college plan.
It's
like,
I mean, have
great.
you seen the art on this card? It is a college plan.
Oh, there's so many artifacts too that sack it when it leaves battlefield. You draw a card, like you play like
Icar Wellspring.
Icar Wellspring. That's
my
exactly
God,
what I was
yes.
thinking of, and it's or the 2-mana one that lets you search for land. Like
One of the ones that I've been thinking about is Serum Tank. It's whenever
Serum
it
Tank?
or another artifact enters the battlefield,
Yeah.
you get a charge counter on it, and you pay 3, tap it, draw a card.
Speaking of Serum Tank, there's a new card in M19 that
It's
is
so
3 mana artifact, tap 3, and tap it to draw a card. It's better Serum Tank.
It's better Serum Tank because it's built in, but the Serum Tank and that just generates value in a commander deck.
Right.
So the amount of draw power built into this deck, I don't even need size draw
so
ability.
powerful.
Right. Yeah.
Also,
Size draw
instant
ability.
speed.
It's instant speed, and it's a nice way if somebody
Yeah.
targets one of my artifacts, I just sack
So
it and draw a
powerful.
card.
Oh wow. Yeah, and I guess if like someone was swinging at you, I don't know, if like a 25/25 trampler, you could just block and then sack it and get around the damage. That sounds really good.
And also think of it this way, right? So you play an artifact, you just play your deck, right? You play your weird artifacts that help it, you make the dudes. You don't have to sack your, because like if you sack something, it's usually like, oh crap, I don't want to get rid of this. But like it makes its own sack fodder.
Yeah,
And like
exactly.
you can just play better artifact creatures and sack your dudes, and then like, oh, target removal. You're like, I'm gonna draw a card.
Yep,
like-
exactly.
And it seems really
Feels bad.
It seems gross because you sack 2 artifacts to draw a card. If you drew an artifact, you
You get
play
2 back.
that, get another artifact, then you can sack 2 artifacts and draw another. It seems like you can draw your deck.
It does 2 things
Quite
that Blue wants
quickly.
to do, and it's get artifacts and create little things in play to protect yourself and draw cards.
Is there any cards that's like whenever you draw a card, make an artifact or something?
Yeah,
Seems
there's
really
a
awesome.
couple of cards from Kaldesh, in fact, that have his abilities printed on
Efficient
them.
construction
So-
is pretty good because whenever you play an artifact, you get an artifact, so that makes
Exactly.
3 artifacts.
It's very delicious. The board state I'm seeing when I play this deck is just
B.
Just huge.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, I still think it still dies to bears.
yeah, they fly.
Look, buddy, my walls, they can fly.
Oh my god.
I'm
you're
gonna
still
tell
on
it to you now.
Still on the Arcades wall.
Walls in the sky, maybe.
Alright, next commander. We've got the mono black commander. It's 1 black. Isareth the Awakener for a 3/3 legendary human wizard. Although I wish it was the Condor that was legendary.
It looks like the Condor. How scary would it be to start speaking? It's like, welcome to my domain.
So
You have a risk.
this chick's got Death Touch, and whenever Isareth attacks, so it's on the attack trigger, you may pay X. When you do, return target creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield with the corpse counter on it.
Yeah.
That creature would leave, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else.
I still think they should have called them #woke counters, but
Oh my god.
Get up, go. Okay, so here's the best part about it, right? So it's mono black. Mono black has so much support. Like, in this deck,
Oh God,
is obviously Reanimator deck. You're just gonna cram as many black mana doublers as you can.
Well,
Because like you
feeling-
drop 3-drop, Crypt Gas, 4-drop. You can play Nirkov Revenant or whatever. It's just reprinted. Just you have like triple mana Cabal coffers. You just go crazy with it, and then you can play big stuff, right? Or reanimate it anyways.
It almost seems like a different kind of reanimator where you're not cheating stuff in from your graveyard, you're just getting double value off stuff.
you're
Right.
getting a lot of value off of stuff. And if it's on the attack trigger, so you can bring things in a commander format like an Elesh Norn, immediately wipe the board that could have blocked. Massacre Worm.
Except
wipe the board that could
If she's your
That's
commander, then you can't get
But that does bring in a good point because
Massacre Worm.
Massacre Worm. Wow.
That.
that's
And
same
black,
set.
black gets him in the graveyard.
Or
So,
even on a simpler form, you can bring in like Skin Render.
there you go.
Creatures like ETB and kill stuff. Yeah.
In standard, the Chupacabra. Like,
Yeah, exactly. This seems to be a very ETB heavy black deck, which is
Brawl. That's a Muldrotha must.
Ooh,
oh,
that's gonna be
man.
fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
even-
gonna be.
Oh man.
That would be a really great
More-
brawl
more-
commander
more
too.
graveyard interaction.
Yeah, so it's good on itself, and it's also like I could easily see it in like a lot of reanimator decks as the
Oh, yeah.
99. Like just another way to reanimate stuff. You always want as many reanimate as possible because they don't print it very often.
Exactly.
It's like really powerful. They're learning, but you know they can only go so far. And like here's another thing that I really like about this commander. So 3 mana, 3/3. That's cool. So it can get out early, but it has Death Touch.
Oh yeah.
That is super relevant whenever it attacks. You're like, oh, so you play a Voltron thing? You're gonna block with this. We'll swing in. It's like,
Right, yeah.
It's like, do I block with it or not? Or you're gonna. So even if it survives, that's just more value because it's an attack trigger.
Exactly.
And so you get it out. It's like, oh, my thing died, but I reanimated something. So you still have a blocker. You can still be super aggressive and like
The power level's just
very
great.
powerful. Death Touch is so annoying to block against because you don't block against it because it's Death Touch.
Exactly. Next, we've got our mono red legendary. It's Lapis the Dragon Queen. 4 red for a 6/6 flying legendary dragon that reads, whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Then she has 1 and a red, dragons you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's Fire Breathe for your whole team.
This is like the most red card I've ever seen.
This is
like,
probably the most dragon card.
yeah, like they took Fire Breathing and like added 1 to it, and every dragon gets it. Like,
It's so
gosh,
much.
it's so tight. It's so cool.
And
Power.
what's also great is they just printed a 3 mana red planeswalker,
Oh yes, that
Sarkin,
makes this cheaper.
who's
Oh,
+1 adds
yeah.
2 mana for dragon spells. So I feel like you can get Lapis out super quick.
4 easily.
Easy. I feel like even quicker.
Oh, even
and
quicker.
standard
Elvish,
4
or there's
easy.
Elvish mistake, or Land War Elves. Excuse me.
Right, okay. See, envision this with me. Turn 1, Forest, Llanowar Elves. Turn 2, Mountain.
Sarkin.
Oh, wait.
Sarkin's 1 red.
You can.
You
Well,
don't
there's
need red.
red-green dueling.
Where's the what's?
You can
isn't
play.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's
So,
a,
There's
a
Aether
one-drop
Hubs. There's all
goblin.
sorts of things you can
There's
do.
a 1-drop goblin that sacks to add red.
You can do that too. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a huge bomb in Standard. In Commander, I see it more going into like Ur-Dragon decks or Scion of the Ur-Dragon decks. But
I don't know. Mono red dragon seems pretty.
Mono Red Dragon seems
Good.
really fun, and having access to that Fire Breathe for your whole team is going to be very important for closing out games.
Yeah. So the way I look at it, right? So if you watch the Pro Tour, you literally got to see Glorybringer just take the game away. Like in Mono Red, that's kind of like a mirror breaker. It's just got removal onto it. Can you imagine like having this on the board? You can block Glorybringer for days. Glorybringer Exert is non-dragons, and you just like you hold this up, and your it has written this. It's like, okay, that's cool. You got a big enough board state, and you drop your Glorybringer because you're gonna play that too. That's a trigger for this card. you can pump it up so that you can fight theirs in combat. It's like you get another 5/5. Like that alone, that extra 5/5, even if you trigger it once, is like enough to close out the games. Either your mono red or like against other strategies, because of the evasion and just the pump. So you swing in, and before damage, if they remove it, you just don't pump it. Or if they don't, you're just like, all right, here you go.
I feel like this card easily could be printed as the same card, except not creating the dragon tokens, and it would still be busted.
It would
just
still
with
be,
the
yes.
Yeah,
the fire breath.
it's
So-
great.
fire
It's
breathing,
really,
powerful.
it just feels good.
So
It's
having
very
that
good.
additional token creation is just so good.
At rare, I was shocked.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
This is mythic value in a card.
It's pretty sweet.
So, after reviewing all the legendaries, I personally think Gorklaw's the best out of all of them. I mean, you can just get started so quickly and be swinging with trample, and like, you could probably be swinging with like 30, 35 damage on turn 4.
And then blocking 30,
still
35
alive.
damage and Vultures.
Yeah, but trample.
So like, if you can make it there, it's cool.
I mean, mono blue, I'm just like kind of spell.
You know what people do, right? You just like put up walls, and let civilization do its thing.
Oh yeah, you're
Kinda
gonna
leaves it
you're gonna
there.
build a wall between you and I.
Yeah, and so like you can just push it over, just crush them, you
Yeah.
know. Or they have flying, which you don't see very often, but
Flying walls.
flying walls that for some reason you can't look directly at because they have shroud.
Well, you know what? How about this? How about we each build the commander we think is best in this set, and
So
let's see who wins.
Size gonna win.
I don't think Sai's gonna win. I think Gorklaw's gonna win.
Look, guys, you guys didn't even pick
Infinite.
any of the Elder Dragons.
Thank you so much for watching.
We love you.
We really do. I hope you had a great time with this set review, and please like and subscribe, and hit that bell button if you want to see a couple deck techs
Oh,
on
hit
these
that bell
commanders.
button.
Smash that bell button.
Jingles when we put videos out.
You're gonna want to see us duke it out. Arcades is so awful. How can you expect to
No
win with
bears.
Vulture?
Bears eat animals. Do you think it's gonna attack a house? How are you gonna do that?
Goreclaw versus Arcades versus Sai.
Vultures.
Yeah, it could get personal too. Like we have history, so like
We do have
you
history.
can get some little bit of spice in there.
Oh yeah, you get to find out what actually goes on in our commander games.
Oh god.
Let's bring up some sponsors like this bag.
Oh my gosh, I would like to thank this
This
bag.
Gosh, you ever wanted to
so
hold
much.
anything?
This has generated so much value for us.
Holds dice.
Our other sponsor, this phone,
Yeah, actually all of our phones.
several phones. You could be our sponsor too,
Yes,
believe it or not.
please, if you would like to be our sponsor, please email us here or in the description. And in fact, if you just want to email us, just shoot us an email.
Message
Yeah.
us personally. Hell.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
absolutely.
I'll
We
take
will
your money.
most likely respond. I would say 95%.
I mean,
likely to respond.
we don't have anything better to do.
I'm bad at interneting, so probably like 50% of the time for me, but I'm a
I'll be
great
on
guy
it.
to talk to.
Oh yeah. I got
Absolutely.
you.
So again, thank you so much and have a great day.
Thanks.